Fresh green beans, only $2.99 per pound. Fresh Purdue chicken thighs with drumsticks, only $2.39 per pound. Carolina rice 5-pound bag, only $6.29. All size boys and girls Huggies pull-ups, only $15.99. Shockwhite sweet whole kernel or cream style golden corn, 15.25-ounce tin, just 89 cents. All stores open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday, October the 17th. I'm Tarai Trott, sitting in for Diane Brewer, and thanks for joining us tonight. A freak accident shortly before noon today claims the life of 67-year-old Stephen Proctor. Mr. Proctor is said to be from Sands Parish, was reportedly walking along the North Shore Road when he fell. We're told that as he was assisted back to his feet, he was allegedly seen stumbling as he fell backward down the cliff. Police were called and officers assisted in pulling him out of the waters below. Robin Simmons of the Police Public and Media Relations Department spoke with Gary Moreno about the tragic incident.
Unfortunately, the man involved in this incident has since been pronounced dead. He apparently fell off of the cliff just behind us in the area of North Shore Road, Berkeley Road in Pembroke. First responders arrived at the scene just after 11:45 this morning, and CPR was commenced once he was retrieved from the water and continued as he was taken to the hospital. But unfortunately, as I have said, he has been pronounced dead.
You have any indication as to the victim's age and parish and such?
At this time, I do not have that information. However, in a subsequent media release, we will provide the information regarding the deceased.
Any details or any idea as to the height of that drop down to the water?
I don't have any estimation on the height of the drop, but suffice it to say, it is a significant drop if you're not expecting it. And unfortunately, this man has succumbed to his injuries after falling off of that.
Can you describe what injuries the victim sustained?
I'm not aware of the specific injuries that he sustained. However, he was unresponsive when he was retrieved from the water by the first responders. And as CPR continued, they took him to the hospital. And as I have said, unfortunately, he has since been pronounced dead.
And we extend our condolences to the family and friends of Mr. Proctor. All eyes on the House of Assembly tonight, which will be the scene of what's expected to be a fierce debate on Friday over government's plan to change the Human Rights Act. If passed, the Human Rights Act would not take priority over the Immigration Act, which government supporters say will give more rights to Bermudians. Critics, however, believe such a change would endanger certain residents and that government has failed to properly consult people. One of those critics is opposition Senator Andrew Simons, who told us in a sit-down interview today he is not certain what problem this bill is trying to fix through legislation.
In the ministerial statement, Minister Brown made vague comment about people who felt that they would use the Human Rights Act to get new rights, but it wasn't clear what rights they were seeking, who were these people, why is that a problem? It is true that the Human Rights Act in its current form does not have a reasonable justification test. So one possible improvement to the human rights framework would be to include that provision so that the government and the courts together could decide what's reasonable, where should this apply and where should this not apply, instead of simply saying that we won't have any immigration, any human rights protections in the immigration process. That's a big step backwards.
It has been said that, look, the PLP mentioned immigration reform prior to the last election. They've won it by a huge landslide, and they are now in power, and they have a mandate to carry out what they're doing.
I think this is, I guess that statement itself is a reminder of why human rights legislation is so important. We need human rights legislation, we need anti-discrimination legislation, because people with power are sometimes tempted to use that power against those who have less power. It is simply not good enough to say, we have all the votes so we can do what we want. Again, that would be a big step backwards.
Andrew Simon speaking to us there yesterday. Meanwhile, lawyer Peter Sanderson is of the opinion that the proposed immigration bill does little to solve the problem of preventing persons abusing the law to win rights to Bermudian status. Mr. Sanderson, the head of litigation at Benedict Lewin Law Firm, spoke with us earlier today.
The human rights laws, the discrimination laws, they exist in the immigration context because it's one of those areas where you often find human rights issues because, of course, immigrants are never going to have the same rights as Bermudians, and nor should they. But you expect still that when you're dealing with immigration law, the people are dealt with in a way that's fair and in a way that's sensible and respectful. And so, for example, a couple of cases we've had, it was about the husbands of Bermudians were treated worse than wives of Bermudians in terms of immigration law. So there have been a couple of cases that have corrected that aspect. There was a case where you've got a whole class of people who have Bermuda passports, so born in Bermuda, live their whole life here, but they have no rights to work or do anything here. And so there's a case that rectified that case as well. Same-sex partners of Bermudians is another one. So you have these examples of people, they're not foreigners who just arrived, they've got deep connections to Bermuda. And so this is, the Human Rights Act protects members of Bermudian families just as much as anybody else. And if you want to fix the law because you think there's a chance that people could abuse it, well, make it so that you have to show that your case is justified. The Constitution does provide some, but the Constitution is from 1968. So it gives a certain level of protections that are of its time, and it's always a matter for the government of the day to ensure that they're up to date and suitable. So they do provide some protections, but it has no protection or very limited protection against sex discrimination, which is why the case of husbands and wives of Bermudians is significant. It doesn't look at sexual orientation, and it also has a lot of carve-outs. One thing the Constitution does do, like I said, is it does have this defence of justification, which in my view would be sensible to put into the Human Rights Act so that the Human Rights Act could work better. But just scrapping the Human Rights Act protections would be damaging and would be cruel to a lot of people.
However, Home Affairs Minister Walton Brown Jr. tonight hitting back at the criticism. We asked him to respond to the suggestion by lawyer Tim Marshall in the Royal Gazette today that such a change to the Human Rights Act could lead to the abuse of people. Speaking to Mike Sharp from London, the minister flat out dismissing the abuse scenario and suggesting the lawyer's motives may not be what they appear.
That comment is designed to be deliberately inflammatory. As I said in my statement last week, the bill will ensure that Bermudians have more and stronger rights in the area of immigration than those who do not hold Bermuda status or PRC, and that the Human Rights Act, which is a very important piece of legislation, will continue to ensure that the human rights of everyone who lives here is protected.
Opposition leader Patricia Gordon Pamplin told us yesterday she understands what you're trying to achieve, but she thinks that you're going about it the wrong way and you failed to consult people on this bill and over your recent creation of the Bipartisan Reform Committee.
The process of consultation on immigration reform is something that I and this government are fundamentally committed to. And so on the issues that relate to Bermuda status, PRC, work permit policy, all of those matters, we will engage in extensive consultation. You will note that the Immigration Working Group will provide their principles by which we'll decide on some matters by the end of October. You will also note that the bipartisan committee was established last week, which will also inform on a much wider range of issues involving immigration.
As for the government's motives over the proposed bill to be debated in the House on Friday, the minister pointing to the rights of Bermudians to employment and the purchasing of land, among other issues that have been subject to court challenges by non-Bermudians.
And to have a court render a different view from what has been the policy and practice and the interpretation of law to date is problematic. Successive governments have recognized that is where the primacy of interest lay, with those who hold Bermuda status and PRC.
This is the first piece of legislation strongly opposed under the PLP. How do you see that?
Well, as I say, we have a very strong and a vibrant democracy. People have an absolute right to fully express their views and support or against something. My expectation and my hope is that all arguments are rooted in fact, that all arguments are rooted in logic, and I always avoid the hyperbole. I always avoid the overly emotion-laden debate, and I hope that when we debate this bill this coming Friday, it'll be fact-based, it'll be based on rational thought process, and a full understanding of the issues.
Hey Smokey, let's get lunch from the Marketplace Food Court.
You know what? That sounds good.
They have oxtails, pumpkin, curried lamb, lemon chicken, sweet and sour ribs, vegetable stir fry, and the variety goes on.
Their chefs are good. They'll set you right up with all the good carvings.
And don't forget the special dishes from the islands.
It don't matter. No matter what you feel like eating, Marketplace will have it.
You know, it's quick, it's quality, and at prices you can count on.
Visit us 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner made for you daily at the Hamilton Marketplace Food Court.
When you shop online, the cheapest, quickest, and easiest way to bring your packages into Bermuda is with U.S. Express at mailboxes.
I've been a U.S. Express customer for a long, long time, and I stay a customer because it's fast, easy, and convenient.
You get the automatic call when your package is here, and just the pickup is easy. The street's not too crazy there, but you can just swing by, boom, down the steps, get your package, and off you go.
Sign up for a U.S. Express account at www.mailboxesunlimited.com today.
Welcome to Furniture Walk. At Furniture Walk, we have one of the island's widest selections of top brand home furnishings, including Stearns & Foster, Craftmaster, Natuzzi, Universal, Bassett, and many more. Whether you're freshening up your living room or remodeling your entire home, we have all the brands and top quality furnishings you'll need. We also offer in-house financing. Can't find what you're looking for in store? No problem. We can special order it for you. Our website has an even larger selection of the world's best furniture. Stop by our Paget store and we'll be happy to help you get on your way to finding the perfect selection for your home or office. Furniture Walk, furnishing Bermuda's homes for over 30 years.
At around 4:55 yesterday afternoon, police officers were sent to a reported disturbance on Church Street in the city of Hamilton, in the area of City Hall and the city bus terminal, where a group of young people were involved in an altercation. The combatants, believed to be students, were quickly separated by two plainclothes police officers in patrol in the area at the time. The young people involved then dispersed before additional officers arrived on the scene. However, security camera footage of the incident is being reviewed, and the Bermuda Police Service is also aware of cell phone video footage of those involved circulating via social media. Inquiries continue, and witnesses or anyone with information regarding the circumstances leading to this disturbance are asked to contact the main police number on 295-0011. Now the news, a sick passenger caused a large 747 Virgin Atlantic passenger jet to touch down in Bermuda. As Mike Sharp tells us, the passengers received good treatment before they were due to fly out this evening.
We're going to get you fed, keep you comfortable, drive, enjoy the Bermuda scenery of the elevated International Airport. Once we have information from the Virgin Atlantic crew that is flying in, we will update you. Thank you for your time, patience, and consideration.
Airline insurers will fork out more than $100,000 after a Virgin Atlantic Boeing 747 with 450 passengers diverted here Monday night to land a sick passenger. The British airline, traveling from London, UK to Orlando, Florida, sent all passengers and crew to spend the night at Fairmont Southampton Hotel. Taxi drivers and minibus drivers were called into action last night and again this afternoon when the flight was scheduled to depart. However, the aircraft was still at LF Wade International Airport late this afternoon, and the passengers needing lunch. There is no word on the condition of the passenger that took ill and caused the diversion. I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Walter Ruban, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Transport, today led a large delegation aboard the MS Viking Sea at the invitation of the founder and owner of Viking Cruises. Some 40 stakeholders were invited for lunch and a tour of the Star-class vessel docked in Hamilton on its inaugural visit to the island, as seen here in a file video. It's the first time a Viking Cruises ship has ever sailed to the island, although the company has been registered in the island for 2 decades. During a ceremony involving an exchange of plaques, the Deputy Premier had welcome remarks for MS Viking Sea officials and crew, including the captain. In 2013, Viking added to their leading reputation for river cruises by branching out into ocean cruises and launching their first ocean liner in 2015. Following today's inaugural visit of the MS Viking Sea, Bermuda will also host 2 more Viking inaugural calls, with the MS Viking Sky on October 31st and the MS Viking Sun on November the 14th. The Viking model entails medium-sized 5-star design cruise vessels, together with excellent performance and comfort levels on ships holding less than 1,000 passengers. Heavy rain at times today as expected, and tonight weather forecasters say there might be some relief come tomorrow, with some showers expected to hang around thanks to an approaching low-pressure system. Here's the latest from AccuWeather.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic day out there today. This forecast is brought to you by the BF&M Insurance Group, and boy, have we had a wet day. Here we are with a low pressure system just to the north of the island, and look at all this wet weather. We certainly saw some showers off and on all day today. Gusty winds, more than 40 knots. We do have a gale warning in place and also a small craft advisory in place through tomorrow. Plenty of cloud coverage as well, and that's how it's going to be for the next couple of days. We're going to see lots of showers. Thursday is going to be the worst day of the week as far as cloudiness and also that wet weather. Could see some downpours pretty much any time between now and Thursday. Humidity 82%, winds out of the southwest 16 to 20 knots. The water is still warm at 81 degrees. Waves inside the reef 2 to 4 and outside 8 to 12, so be careful. Again, as we said, we do have those advisories in place. It's 78 degrees right now across the island. So for tonight, expect some showers off and on throughout the night, just like we saw here today. It's going to be breezy, but as the days go on, that breeze is going to decrease, so it's not going to be like what we saw here today. 74 degrees for our overnight low. Tomorrow, again, it's going to be a bit breezy with periods of rain off and on throughout the day. We will have breaks for sunshine, but it's certainly not going to be a beautiful, picturesque day out there. Temperatures at 80 degrees. Taking a look at our tide times, the first high tide 7:54 p.m. today, and the second one at 8:14 in the morning on Wednesday. Now, if you're traveling, we do have some gateway forecasts for you. In Toronto, not bad, 69 degrees, partly sunny. New York, 70 degrees and sunny. Boston, 69, and in Atlanta, 71, nice and dry. Now, Miami, we are seeing some off and on showers, maybe even some thunderstorms there. 87 degrees, and in London, 64, cool with some rain in the forecast. In Jamaica, it's hot and humid, 93 degrees, some thunder and lightning is expected. Barbados 84, and Trinidad 93 degrees, and again some showers should be expected. Now Wednesday we will have some off and on showers, not like we saw today, not as frequent, but still grab the umbrella. Thursday, as I said, that's going to be the worst day of the week as far as wet weather. It's going to be more gloomy and rainy than not. Temperatures at 80 degrees. Friday we will have some improvement, just a couple leftover showers, 79 degrees, so a little bit cooler. And then for the weekend, it's going to be gorgeous, a mix of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures in the upper 70s for our highs. Stay tuned to Ocean 89, Power 95, and Inspire 105 for all your latest news and weather.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
Looking for a challenge, new adventures, forge lifelong friendships, and earn an extra $5,000 to $6,000 a year?
Good stuff.
Be a part of a proud and honorable legacy of service. The Royal Bermuda Regiment is seeking volunteers.
Let's go, guys!
Call us at 238-1045 or visit bermudaregiment.bm. The Royal Bermuda Regiment, your regiment.
Bermuda's under-17 women's national team draw with Trinidad. Special Olympic torch run was a success, and Delray Rollins plays his first game in Australia. Earl Bazin has these details and more in tonight's sports report.
Bermuda's under-17 women's national team took on Trinidad and Tobago in their first CONCACAF Caribbean under-17 final round match in Haiti yesterday. Bermuda and Trinidad played to a 2-2 draw. Bermuda took a 1-0 lead early in the match through a Leilani Nisbet goal, and that would hold up until the 60th minute when Trinidad equalized. But Nisbet will find the back of the net for a second time in the game as Bermuda went back in front, this time 2-1. Bermuda could not keep out the Trinidad attack as they found a way to level the match just before the end as the two teams shared the draw. Staying with football news for women, Deshae Darrell scored her first ever hat trick in college soccer as she scored all 3 goals for Brookhaven College against Mountain View College. Darrell opened the scoring in the 4th minute. She would find the target again in the 26th minute before completing her hat trick in the 43rd minute. Darrell now has 11 goals on the season for Brookhaven. Meanwhile, Jasmine Spence and her Mercer women's soccer teammates earned a point after their first draw of the season, finishing 0-0 with Chattanooga on Senior Day at Bear Field. A Tony Martinez hat-trick helped Nathan Trott and his West Ham United under-23 teammates seal an emphatic 4-2 victory over Manchester United. Bermuda's Special Olympics torch run ended at the National Sports Center on Saturday with a track meet then taking place. The torch run involved members of the Bermuda Police Service, Fire and Protection Departments, as well as athletes and members of the Pacers Running Club. The torch runners came from Somerset and St. George's, meeting at City Hall before heading to the Sports Center to light the cauldron as part of the opening ceremony for the event. Delray Rollins did not have the start he was looking for when he turned out for Sydney Cricket Club in the Premier Cricket first grade league in Australia. Playing against Campbellton Town Camden at the Raby Cricket Ground, Sydney won the toss and elected to bat. Jay Moscow was their top scorer with 103. Rollins, batting at number 5, was out for 1 after facing 9 deliveries. His team scored 363 for 9 when stumps were drawn on day 1. With figures of 26 overs, 8 maidens, 4 for 80, Jay Burke led the Campbellton Town Camden bowling attack. Bermuda Olympian Tyler Butterfield finished 37th during the men's pro division of the Ironman World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. Butterfield clocked a time of 9 hours, 27 minutes, and 22 seconds. The 2017 AON National Sprint Triathlon Championships took place at Southside yesterday, where Alan Potts and Karen Smith were crowned the male and female champions. Potts clocked a winning time of 1 hour and 2 seconds. Jack Smith was second in 1 hour, 1 minute, and 26 seconds, with Neil Disinqua finishing third in 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 2 seconds. Smith was the 7th overall finisher, crossing the line on a time of 105.08. Maddie Durkin was the 2nd female finisher and 9th overall on a time of 108.02. And Rebecca Shepard was the 3rd female finisher and 16th overall, clocking a time of 112.13. Day 3 of the Bermuda ITF Junior Open Tennis Tournament saw more action taking place at the W.E.R. Joe Tennis Stadium yesterday. In the under-18 boys division, Rehab Savrio Garces from India defeated Benjamin Kabavakic from USA 6-1, 6-2. Great Britain's Matthew Dow defeated Justin Cadu from USA 6-1, 6-love, while Wesley Zhang from USA defeated Scott Redmond in straight sets 6-3, 6-3. Jerome DeRoy from Canada defeated Russell Armstrong Armstrong from the U.S. Virgin Islands 6-love, 6-3, and Griffin DeHague from USA defeated Monty Graveney from Great Britain 6-love, 6-4. In the under-12 boys playoff, Cooper McGuire from USA defeated Matthew Brooks 2-4, 5-3, 10-8, while Sebastian Puck won an Old Bermuda affair defeating Andrew Phillips in straight sets 5-3, 4-2, and Jake Brislane from Great Britain defeated Brandon Medeiros from Bermuda in straight sets 5-3, 5-3. Elizabeth Parsons and her Wagner Women's College golf teammates earned a 7th place finish at the Brown Bear Invitational with a 36-hole, 613 score at the Ledgemont Country Club. Seton Hall, with a score of 569, captured the team title by 34 shots over second place St. John's, who scored 603. Parsons started the day tied 47th on the individual leaderboard. When she came off the course, she was tied 46. Parsons shot a 9 over par 80 second round for a 36-hole combined score of 19 over par 161. Parsons had 12 par, 4 bogeys, 1 double bogey, and 1 triple bogey in her second round. In Friesenbrook, Maya Continental Brewing League action inside the Warwick Lanes last evening saw Quickie Licky Laundry defeat the Invaders 18-12. New Hope defeated Underdogs 23-7. The Cubs defeated the Bermuda Pest Control 20-10, while the Pinjammers defeated the Oddballs 21-9. The Nifty Rollers got by the Spice Nicks 20-10. The commercial softball league season came to an end with finals held at the Michael Priest Softball Diamond on Friday evening. The lower tier double elimination champions are Ragamuffins, who defeated the Mini-Me's 12-11. Bermuda Pest Control annihilated the Parakeet Flyers via the Mercy Rule 22-2 in 4 innings to win the higher tier double elimination championship. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
You can count on us.
Save $1 on all varieties of Pretty Lady grapes, only $3.99 per pound. Fresh boneless sirloin pork chops, $3.99 per pound. Super Slopper Superbug Insect Spray, 430 milliliter tin, only $3.99. Regular Diet Coca-Cola Soda 6-pack tins, only $6.49. Yoplait yogurt 6-ounce tubs, only $1.09. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Bermuda Broadcasting streams the news live on Facebook. Go to Facebook and look up ZBM News 9 and press the like button. You'll get notifications just before the news starts each night. And all of our newscasts are stored there so you can watch them 24/7 at your convenience. Bermuda Broadcasting wants to make it easy for you to stay up to date with your local news. So please sign up to watch us on Facebook Live 24/7 for up-to-date news from Bermuda Broadcasting.
FIFA World Cup 2018 is the showcase of the world's most popular sport, and Bermuda Broadcasting Company will deliver all 64 games in high definition. This is a great opportunity to present your ad during the most prestigious sporting event. For more information, email sales@bermudabroadcasting.com.
Cross comes in and it's won by Clark, but put back in. Huddersfield have scored, and it is Naki Wells.
Naki Wells, 3-0. Ball into the area, and again, and this time it's turned in by Naki Wells.
Aspen Insurance has announced a preliminary estimate of $310 million of pre-tax losses due to Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria this summer. Approximately $110 million of these losses are from Hurricane Harvey, $135 million from Hurricane Irma, and $65 million from Hurricane Maria. A new study looks at what can be done to lower the risk of heart disease for women who had gestational diabetes, plus the latest figures on a cancer-causing sexually transmitted disease. Meg Oliver has a look at today's top medical headlines from CBS News.
Approximately 1 in 9 American men are infected with oral HPV, the human papillomavirus. HPV infections can cause several types of cancer, including head and neck cancer. Health Department researchers say the HPV vaccination may protect against infection, but vaccination rates remain low. A new study from the American Cancer Society finds differences in insurance contribute significantly to breast cancer disparities between white and black women. Researchers found among women with a certain kind of tumor, the risk of death in blacks was twice that of whites. Insurance differences accounted for 37% of the gap. Black women are more likely to be uninsured or have Medicaid. And women who had gestational diabetes during pregnancy may be able to reduce or even eliminate their risk for cardiovascular disease later in life if they follow a healthy lifestyle after they give birth. The study from the National Institutes of Health also found women with gestational diabetes who failed to adopt a healthy lifestyle had a 43% higher risk, especially for heart attack and stroke. That's a look at some of the day's top health stories. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
And that's our broadcast for this Tuesday night. I'm Tarai Trott in for Diane Brewer. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.